There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back? You ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they giving them, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking.
Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be covering all the aspects of ground PvP. So first of all, the character, you want to have the smallest hitbox as possible. So usually females have a smaller hitbox already by nature. So you take female and you put all of the characteristics down to the bottom. Now that's my PvP character, I like having it like this. But if you want to go insane, you can actually make it so whenever you're holding a gun, people can't hit headshots, but only your arms, so your gauntlets. So what you want to do for this, it's the most OP PvP character you can get. I just don't like it because it's ugly. You take your arm length all the way down, or up, and then your hand size as big as possible. And there you go, that's the best PvP character you can ever have. Now for the settings, I'm actually not going to cover that because other YouTubers like Kishko, Yatsumer, they've covered it. So just search on a good PvP graphics on YouTube and you'll find it straight. Although if you really want to go serious, get an INI. Now key bindings are really important, especially two slots, your parachute slot and your med brew slot. I like having those on my mouse buttons that are on the side of my mouse because it's more convenient. Instead of having to reach for 0 or 9, you should definitely change those because you don't want to have your hands all over your keyboard and panic over when you have a PvP situation. It's also a matter of personal preference, but you must customize those. You can't have the default settings. They're terrible. You have to change them. I also recommend you set your gamma values to subtract and add, so you can quickly change between gamma values in the middle of a PvP situation or for day and night. So for PvP kit, this is possibly the best PvP kit you can have. Narcanades, not really, but if you like that toxic kind of playing, well, always have them on you. If you want to like survive an Arcanate, you should carry stims with you, the stimulants. Always have a second flak. In PvP situation, you always want to be able to quickly swap. Other than that, I always have scuba flippers with me, because if I won't go in the water, I quickly change my feet, so I can make a quick escape or have the advantage underwater. Always carry grapples, because if you get picked by a wyvern, your only way to escape is going to be grapples. After, the weapons are completely up to you. I like having a compound bow.
Nobody cares!
You should always have bolas though. Parachute, you can see it's on my mouse button. I have blood bags here, I would usually have med brews. A melee weapon, important if you get grappled, you need to be able to cut off the rope to be able to escape. Now, a quick tip about the whip. So if you get picked, you want to have your whip on an easy item slot where you can access it. Second of all, if you whip in third person view, you have a lot more chances of whipping off the rider. And this would work for a PT, of course, but for an RG. If you whip like this on an RG and you get picked by an RG, you have no chance of escaping. If you do it this way though, your chances are drastically increased. Now this is very important and it's going to give you an advantage in any kind of air PvP. Always pull your whip out just before you go on a flyer. Okay? This way, once you're on the flyer, you already have your whip ready, which means once you will get picked, you can straight whip the rider off their tame. They won't even have a chance to drop you, you'll have your whip already ready. They won't see you pull it out, it'll already be there. Now if you get bullied, always have a shield. If you have a shield, you might be able to survive. Best shield would be the riot shield, and next the wooden shield, because of its lightweight. If you get a good wooden shield BP, you're the luckiest man on earth. The metal shield isn't really worth it because of its high weight. Now what you want to do is that whenever you get bullied, pull your whip out, be ready to protect yourself with your shield, and at the same time try whip the weapon off the dude. It will also stun him, which means he won't be able to do anything against you, which will heighten the chances of you surviving.
Also, if you're an idiot and you forgot your shield, just flop around like a fish and spam X. You idiot.
Now a quick bola tip. If you swing your bola, everyone can see it, they'll be cautious. But if you lay down like this, people won't notice a thing. And boom, you'll throw your bola at full speed. Managed to miss the parasol right there, but you get the point. My tribe mate Hamo used this against me so many times and it's so annoying because you don't expect it. And boom, there you go, you're trapped. So now I'll be talking about the tips that actually require a bit of training to become good at. And the first tip I'll be talking about is X spamming. So as you can see in this clip, the guy I'm fighting is X spamming, making it harder for me to hit headshots. It wasn't enough, as you can see, but you get the point. So X spamming makes it harder to hit headshots, but it also makes it so that half the arrows don't even register as hits. Don't ask me why, it's called ARK. Now in this clip you can see we both dodged quite a lot of headshots right there. Now this also works for the Fabi. If this guy was spamming X more often, I wouldn't be able to hit his legs as often. And here you can see me X spamming. You see how many arrows I dodged? And half the ones that actually hit me didn't even register. X spamming does however require a bit of skill, so you will have to train it a bit. Now a quick tip about the compound bow. Well, you have to train to become good at the compound bow, but you have to understand that you have to aim ahead of where you think the player is going to go. You also have to find the right height to always hit headshots. You want to get those headshots. So where to train? There are a few possibilities. I'll include all the links in the description. First of all, you have the MTS Arena. You can train all weapons there and practice 1v1s and 2v2s. Now if you really want to learn how to manage 1v3 or 1v2, you have to go to this arena, Schneety's Deathmatch, my personal favorite. You can of course use every single weapon in the game in this arena, and you're gonna up your skills by massive amounts if you go there. So now it's time for the final 3 most important underrated tips ever that are gonna make you an ARK PvP god for life.